Yo, what is going on, Vocal Turtle family? I hope y'all are having a fantastic day. Look, I'm sorry for the lack of uploads. I think it's been like a week since my last one. I've been working my butt off at playtesting, playing in tournaments, and just grinding out points for my invite and all that stuff. And I'm not close by any means, but a top 8 at NAIC can get me there. And speaking about NAIC, that's what I've been working so hard at. I want to do really well at the event, and I've been playtesting. I've been doing everything I can to just get myself mentally prepared for it. So that's kind of like hit the upload schedule a little bit. So I do apologize for that, but I'm working on a bunch of videos for you guys so that way you guys can sit back and enjoy the content. But today, since NAIC is on the mind, I want to talk about a deck that I think will do pretty well at the event. It's a new variant of Lugia that is starting to see some play online, and I think it actually has some pretty decent matchups and some flexibility that the original list doesn't have. So sit back, relax, and let's talk about Colorless Lugia. Wait, before you guys actually go look at the deck list and the gameplay, did you know that 93% of the people that watch Vulcan Turtle TCG are not subscribed? So if you guys are watching this video and you like the content here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like the video. It really helps the channel, and we're trying to hit 500 subs by the end of the year, which definitely looks possible, but it can't be done without your help. So I'd appreciate it if you guys liked and subscribed and leave a comment. It always helps the channel grow, but enough from me. Go hang out and watch the video. So Lugia VSTAR is a card that I've covered on the channel before, and it is a card that is kind of fallen off a little bit. I've been playing a lot of online tournaments recently, and I haven't been going up against a lot of Lugia, but that doesn't mean the deck isn't good by any means. I think people are just experimenting with a lot of the new cards that are out and want to try and bring something new and fresh to NAIC. But Lugia is still good, don't get me wrong. Now, it does have a really good attack, Tempest Dive, 220 damage for 4 energy, and discard a stadium card in play, so not too bad there. And Summoning Star, you're able to take up to 2 colorless Pokemon from your discard pile and put them on your bench, which is the only way that you're actually getting these Archeops on your bench. Archeops is the engine of the deck. It is the one thing that makes it function and work, and Archeops is busted good. Its Primal Turbo ability lets you look into your deck for 2 special energy cards and attach them to one of your Pokemon, so you can build up Pokemon pretty fast with Archeops. So in the previous Lugia list, we were seeing this paired with single strike Pokemon. In this list, you're actually pairing it with Snorlax. Snorlax is a super awesome card. It does 180 damage, but the downside to Snorlax attacking is that it has to fall asleep, and then you have to flip 2 coins instead of 1 to see if you wake up. So you need 2 heads to wake up. However, it does have unfazed fat, meaning that your opponent can't Sableye their way through knocking out Snorlaxes and set up multiple KOs. But how are we getting around that whole sleep thing? Well, the new Therapeutic Energy from Paldea Evolved is one of the ways that we can actually get around it. We are able to attach this from the deck onto our Snorlax and then just wake up. We're no longer affected by that special condition, which is super nice. It means we can swing 180, swing 180, just keep going. Don't have to worry about waking up or any of that stuff. So I really like that card. It's super cool. The other Pokemon that we are pairing in here, Lumineon V at 2 is just here for consistency reasons. We do have 1 copy of Luxray just in case we get into that mirror match, but also Palkia is starting to see a bunch of play in PAL lists, so Luxray here is a good way to actually get 2 prizes with a 1 prizer. We do play 1 copy of Wyrdeer V. I really like Wyrdeer in this deck because you can start building up a bunch of Pokemon and then later on just put a Jet Energy on Wyrdeer, put it into the active, and then activate Frontier Road to put all those energies that you've accelerated onto it for 1 huge KO on some sort of VMAX Pokemon for 3 prizes. So I really like Wyrdeer in this list. We have 1 copy of Drapion because the Mew matchup is still very much terrible. Now, onto the trainers. Obviously, for Capturing Aroma is very much needed. We have 2 copies of Nest Ball, 4 copies of Ultra Ball, 1 copy of Collapsed Stadium, because sometimes you don't want to have these Lumineon on bench. Honestly, you don't really want it on bench, so if you can actually get rid of it, it's good. We have 2 copies of Mesagoza here to try and find Pokemon to put them in our hands so that way we can start throwing them into the discard, mostly those Archeops. We do have 2 copies of Avery. I find that this card is extremely good in the LZB matchup, but also in the mirror match and in Mew. We do have 2 copies of Boss's Orders. No Serena in the list. I just think straight Gust is pretty bonkers. We got 3 copies of Iono. Iono is the newest disruption card in the entire set, and it is going to see a ton of play, so definitely get used to seeing this chick ruining your hand. I love this card. It's super disruptive. It's super awesome. Playing that at 3. One copy of Professor Burnet. Sometimes it's hard to get those Archeops into the discard, so if you're able to like Lumineon, get Burnet, and then Burnet those Archeops into the discard, evolve Lugia into Lugia V-STAR, and then start going from there, totally a possible play. It's very much a possibility even on turn 2 minus the evolve. So getting those Pokemon into the discard is extremely important. 4 copies of Professor's Research here for consistency, and I'm playing a Thorton. I noticed that a lot of lists weren't playing Thorton. I think Thorton's kind of interesting here because, yeah, well, we are playing, you know, mostly evolution Pokemon, but we could theoretically bench something like Drapion, and when we don't need it, like if we're in like a Arceus matchup or something like that, we could bench Drapion, Thorton it away, and turn it into something like Snorlax, or even turn it into something like Wyrdeer. Like, there's options for us to actually utilize this Thorton to get another single prizer in play, so that way we can offset our prize trade. So I really like that. As for the energies, we got 4 copies of Double Turbo Energy. It's kind of a needed card. We got 3 Gift Energy here, so we can start, you know, when a Pokemon's knocked out, you could just draw a bunch of cards. When you drop to 7, 4 copies of Gen Energy. Now, the funny thing is Lugia's like never played switch cards. Gen Energy allows you to do that because if you attach it to a Pokemon that's on the bench, you're able to switch it from the bench spot to the active spot, which is super clutch in certain situations. We have 1 copy of Versatile Energy. It's the only like colorful energy in the deck. It's the only thing that can actually meet the requirement for Luxray, because it will be 3 of any type of energy you want so long as you're behind in prizes, and that's the only way that we can actually use Wild Charge. So 1 copy of Reversal Energy, 2 copies of Therapeutic Energy for our Snorlax, and then 2 copies of V Energy to protect our Pokemon from Pokemon Vs. So that is the list. You guys can check it out in the description. It's always down there for you guys to give it a shot and put it in your PTCGL, and then let me know in the comments how you would change it or what you've done to make it better. So let's jump into a game. Togepi. Oh, hi, Snorlax. I didn't even know you guys were there. Interesting. All right, guys, so here we go into our first game with Lugia V-STAR. We're going to be hopefully popping off so that way you guys can see the potential and the power of this deck. I think it's super clutch, it's super cool, and I definitely encourage you guys to give it a shot. Also, in the intro, I realized how close my mic was to my face and how loud that was. I tried to turn it down in the audio section of the editing process, so I'm sorry if it was really loud. I moved it back some, so hopefully this is a lot better. All right, we got ourselves a Lugia start here. Liking that. We got a Capturing Aroma with an Ultra Ball. Definitely like that. We're going first. Okay, so we have the Lugia V-STAR in hand as well, which is nice. I think the one downside here is that we don't really have a good draw support in our hand. So we definitely are probably going to want to find one of those at some point. Let's see what we're up against, though. I'm very concerned because if it's a Lost Box, Lost Box might have a problem with us. Lost Box tends to like not do well unless they're playing the Kyogre version, but we're going to be disrupting a lot with Iono. But then again, it's very possible that they can just come in and take a huge win. It's not that difficult, especially if they're playing Sky Sealstone. I've noticed that a lot of Lost Box lists have dropped Sky Sealstone, but Sky Sealstone onto Raikou knocking out Lugia V-STAR can be a huge issue for us because we're weak to Lightning. Let's see though. We'll see. We'll find out. We will find out. I also think that this list probably might not have the best matchup against Guardy. You do have a Pokemon that could just OHKO Guardy. It is Guardy. Okay, well, you know what? Let's find out. Let's find out. Yo, Archeops, what's up, buddy? And we got a Tails. Okay, not what we wanted to see. We wanted to see a head so we can get an evolution Pokemon. Do I want to get a Lugia? We'll get a Snorlax for now. We will get a Snorlax for now. Kind of want to keep my boss's orders. I want to get this Archeops into the discard. We're going to just throw away the Thorton. Unfortunately, no Thorton play, but hey, it is what it is. I kind of want to get an Archeops, but at the same time, we have no way to really discard it. So I'm thinking maybe we have to get the Lumineon. Let me see what else is in the deck here. We do have all of our Archeops available to us. We do have Professor Burnet. We prize 2 research. We also prize an Iono. Wow, okay. Looks like we have prized a Jet Energy. Okay, so we're looking a little scary here. A little scary. We prized a couple Lugia Vs as well. All right, so you know what? We are going to grab the Lumineon. We're going to hold on to it for next turn, and we're going to pass here. We are going to pass. We want to keep our bench space nice and clean. I could have put down the Snorlax, actually, now that I think about it. But it's not like they can actually attack us this turn. That's the one thing that Guardy can't really do well, is attack going, you know, on their first turn going second. It's not something that's possible for them most of the time. So honestly, take it a little bit slower here and trying to find a way to catch back up is not that big of a deal in the Guardy matchup because they usually aren't attacking unless they find some sort of really spicy tech to get them to that position. Okay, so routes and an Iono. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, well we got our own Iono, so it's not that big of a deal. Got a bunch of energy here, capturing aroma. I guess hopefully we could get something out of that. Yikes, not looking too good for us. We also missed the attach for the turn. We were able to put like a double turbo and then, you know, attach another double turbo. That would have been great, but unfortunately couldn't get there. And there's Zacian V. Okay, so the one downside is we do swing 220 with Lugia VSTAR. The problem is that we can only swing 200 with a double turbo and 180 with two. So not looking good to knock out the Zacian in one turn unless we put a bunch of these little guys on there. Let's see though. We got another Lugia. Might as well put that down. We'll Nest Ball here. I want to get a Snorlax down. Can't grab that Lumineon with it, unfortunately. As much as I want to capture... You know what? Let's go for it. Maybe we can get a Lugia VSTAR. Come on. No, it's a Tails. It is a Tails. There's nothing I need. There's nothing I need. You know what? We'll grab the Snorlax. It's fine. We have the bench space for it. Let's go ahead and put a V-Guard energy on Lugia here. And we'll Iono. I'm not going to put down that Snorlax. It's just not worth it right now. I want to make sure that we have the room. Yikes. Okay, let's go ahead and Capturing Aroma. Okay, we got a heads this time, but unfortunately we don't have like an Ultra Ball or anything. We will grab the Lugia VSTAR. We'll hold on to it so that way we can like evolve this Lugia, but for now we're going to read the win so we can discard this Archeops, get 2 into the discard, and then we'll be able to use Summoning Star next turn. So looking good on that front. The only problem now is that we got a handful of energy, which is not good. I'm not enjoying that one bit. Okay, so one thing that we could do next turn is if they don't knock out our Lugia V, which would be awesome, is we can attach a Gift Energy and then use Archeops to accelerate some energy onto the Lugia. Just like these little guys, not the double turbo. We can't afford the double turbo. But if we can accelerate some of these single energies that don't reduce our damage output and boss out Zacian V, we can get a KO there, getting us ahead of the prize trade a little bit. So that'd be nice. But we'll see. Now, they did just actually Rare Candy and a Guardy, which is a really good play. Iono again, man. Okay, so bye-bye Lugia. Bye-bye Lugia. Hello Lugia yet again. Okay, so honestly, it didn't set us back that badly. We did lose those bosses, though. We lost the bosses' orders, which is not great, in my opinion. That is not great at all. We can still get a knockout on the Zacian, though, which is huge. We do still have our Snorlax chilling. We got another one in hand. So we have attackers. We did just get our Lugia VSTAR, which is nice. And the discard fodder with the Archeops, which is also still nice. Wow, they are popping off. This is turn 2 for them, isn't it? And they are popping off. How much is in the discard here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, dude. Okay, they are popping off. We are actually going to be in some danger here, I think. Still, though, we do want to try and get the first KO of the game. That's like the most important thing. You want to try and get ahead of the prize trade before they can. And we have a way to actually OHKO Guardy, which is nice. But we need to get a bunch of energy on board and keep our Pokemon alive to do so. So that's the one little tinsy bad part here. I think they're going to come in and attack with the Zacian, though. Yeah, here it comes. Here it comes. So yeah, they're going to retreat the Mew and then accelerate all these energy on the Zacian. I don't think it gets a knockout. 30, 60... 120 and then 60. No, okay. You know what they're going to do? They're going to use Cresselia here. They might just actually use Cresselia. Yep, that is a fair play. So that's going to be 60 damage onto one of our Pokemon. But to who is the question? I don't think they can actually do it to Snorlax. Yeah, no. Okay, now it's 80. Now it's 80. They can't do it to Snorlax, so they're going to have to do it to our Lugia. Yep. Okay, so what is the game plan? What do we do here? Oh, we got a Sada. Okay, we got a research in hand, but the downside is we got to throw all this energy away, which I don't want to do, and I want to keep this Snorlax. Yikes. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and Ultra Ball to get Lugia VSTAR. And with Lugia VSTAR, we are going to, you know what we'll do actually instead? So we're going to still Summoning Star. We're going to, what I'm scared of is that they're going to actually use a Sky Seal Stone to knock out our Lugia to get 3 prizes in, which I don't want to have happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bench this other Snorlax, and then I'm going to Jet Energy this Snorlax into the active. I'm going to go ahead and Primal Turbo here, giving it a Gift Energy and a V-Guard Energy, because I want to keep my Therapeutic Energy for as long as possible. And I'm not going to research this turn, am I? Or am I? Nah, you know what? We ball. We're going to research. We're going to research. Okay, so we got a boss for next turn, which is pretty goated. So let's go ahead and Primal Turbo here. Primal Turbo, we can put a double turbo. No, we don't want to do that. Ooh, we do not have a lot going on here. We will put a Gift Energy and a double turbo energy. I don't want to put the double turbo down. I really don't want to. Let's just go ahead and go with Therapeutic Energy and double turbo onto Snorlax here. So we can like make this more of a single prizer game. So that way we can still like attach Gift Energy, boss out Zacian for KO. I think that's our game plan. So yeah, we're gonna use Snorlax here. And we're gonna get our prize card. And Snorlax is gonna go to sleep. Now the cool thing here, the also really bad thing though, is that we did have to discard a Jet Energy. And we used one a little early. We woke up though! Wow! Okay, you know what? I was about to say, this sucks because we're going to be asleep for a long time. Granted, they could probably just knock us out with Zacian or even this Gardevoir. Like, they could do that. But if they don't do that for any reason, it'd be nice to wake up. And we did, in fact, wake up, which is cool. Yo, is that an Ultra Ball outline on Snorlax? What? Ooh, Temple of Sinnoh, though. Okay. Temple of Sinnoh kind of stinks, but we do have the Mesagoza in hand, which is fine. Yeah, they are building up that Zacian. I think they're trying to find Boss Sky Sealstone. If I'm being 100% honest with you, I think that's their game plan right now is Boss Sky Sealstone. But we do have the boss's orders in hand, which is really nice. The only downside is we don't have much of a way to actually retreat the Snorlax besides hard retreat or using Jet Energy. So we'd have to find Jet Energy literally off the top deck for that plan to work. We'll see, though. We will see. We do have Avery in our hand to disrupt them a little bit. Kind of force them to either get rid of, like, a Curlia. They'll probably actually end up getting rid of the Mew. A Mew, and they'll have to get rid of, like, Routes or Curlia or something. They'll probably go for the Curlia. Ooh, you know what? If they just knock out our Snorlax, we could just get a KO with this Lugia. If they don't boss out this Lugia. That is something we could do. Oh, no, they had it. They had it. They knew what they wanted, and they got there. Okay. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. We can figure this out. Do they actually get... Yeah, they should be able to get a knockout here. 210? Yeah, absolutely. Even with the minus 30. Oh no, wait. Minus 30 shut off because of the Temple. That is right. Okay, so... what could I do? I will promote Snorlax, which seems perfectly fine. Another boss's orders. Yikes. Well, we're going to play down the Mesagoza for sure. Mesagoza is going to come down for sure. I'm going to give the Gift Energy to Lugia here. And then I'm going to Avery, which should hurt them theoretically. Like, they'll probably just get rid of Mew and the Routes, yeah. And we can't KO this Zacian, but we can at least do 180 damage to it. Yeah, so we're just going to Thumping Snore. We're going to Thumping Snore here. And we're going to go to sleep. Let's see if we wake back up, though. No, we don't wake back up. Little unfortunate there. Hey, that's fine. I don't think we're surviving the turn anyway. But this is what I mean by, like, equalizing the prize trade with your single prizers, right? Because now if they just knock out this Snorlax, they're only going to be at 3 prizes. And then we're going to take a return KO with this Snorlax, putting us at 3 prizes. So we have the ability to actually, like, even out the prize trade and kind of keep the game neutral until we find a way to actually KO another 2-prizer before they do. So it's a really interesting way to actually play this game. We do have Iono as well. Oh, you sneaky. Okay. So that is rather unfortunate. They had the boss's orders and they're going to take out our Lugia. That is unfortunate. But we do have Iono in hand. Putting them at 2 might not actually be that bad. Although they can just draw 4 next turn, which would stink. Which would definitely stink. Okay. Yikes. We're in trouble for sure, though. We are definitely in some trouble. So there's Level Ball. They're grabbing nothing off of it. I think they're just trying to thin out the hand so that way if we do Iono them, there's not much to worry about. Putting 6 on Zacian V here. They cannot accelerate anymore because then it would knock out. But yeah, they are getting the KO here. Yikes. That is a huge yikes. All right, Snorlax is looking like it's the MVP of this game, to be honest with you. Let's go ahead and play. Let's play down a Collapsed Stadium. And then let's Iono. And then hopefully our opponent doesn't draw anything they need. Drapion with the Wyrdeer and all that stuff. Okay. I don't hate it. Go ahead and put a double turbo on Archeops because Archeops itself can be an attacker. And then we'll just go for the knockout on this Zacian here. So 2 prizes coming to us. Another Jet Energy and a Research. Okay. I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. And we are still asleep, but that is okay. That is just fine. Yeah, I don't think we have a win here. Oh, wow. We Iono them into Research. Yo, Iono's a lie. And the rod. And the rod. Yo, what? Iono is the lie, bro. Okay, so they are drawing with the Shining Arcana. Yeah, I mean, we knew that they were going to be able to do a bunch of this stuff anyway because Shining Arcana is just busted. But, yeah, I don't see us having the win here. We got too far behind in prizes. Like, don't get me wrong, the colorless variant of Lugia is super fun. I just don't know how I feel about certain matchups. Now, we can just, like, we could bench Drapion, accelerate, and then knock out Gardevoir if we got a boss. But at that point, we're just susceptible to knockout from this Guardy here. So, that becomes a pretty big issue as well. Because our opponent only needs 1 prize to win at this point. Yikes. Absolutely yikes. Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna have to come in with a Snorlax, huh? And then they're just gonna knock us out with that Guardy. So yeah, I mean, that is the unfortunate situation here. Just for giggles, just for laughs and giggles, we're gonna go ahead and do this though. We're gonna Jet Energy the Drapion into play here. And then we are going to Ultra Ball away the Wyrdeer and the Luxray for the Lumineon. This is just for the giggles. All right, this is just for the lulz. We're going to Primal Turbo, a Double Turbo, and a Gift Energy onto Drapion V here. We're going to put down Lumineon. And we're going to use Lumineous Sign to get ourselves a boss's orders. This actually could get us the win. Now that I'm thinking about it, this could actually get us the win. Unless they have another boss in hand. But we can go for the 340 here. And put 60, I guess, on Archeops. So now they can't accelerate any energy onto the Gardevoirs. So this actually could get us the win here. I didn't even realize that play until I was like, oh, let's just do it for the lulz. No, wait, hold up. That might actually have, like, some impact here. Unless they get another boss's orders, then we're in trouble. Then we're in trouble. Super Rod, okay. Although they're down 2, right? They're down 2 boss's orders currently. Let me see. 1. Oh, they're down 1. They should be playing 2 boss's orders, but their PAL pad's gone. Did they PAL pad one back in the deck earlier and I just missed it? I kind of wish PTCGL would actually show you that stuff. Like what your opponent is like super rotting and pal padding back into the deck. Be nice. It would be nice. Yo, did they just get there off of the Shining Arcanas? Bro. Oh, man, they had the boss just to make it worse. Oh, man. That's hilarious. I mean, that's a play that we probably should have made a little bit earlier, but we missed it. So, oh, man, that is absolutely hilarious. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Honestly, I don't want to record a game every single time where you just see me win. I want to also show you guys where struggling is okay and losing is also just fine, because you can learn a lot from it. You can learn so much from losing, a lot more than you can learn from winning. So I'm keeping that game. It was fun, and it showed you can actually do some pretty insane stuff with the deck. Like the Jet Energy is super new to Lugia, and it gives you the switch outs that you normally wouldn't have. I really enjoy the list. I'm not perfect at Lugia. It's actually one of the decks that I don't like playing the most, but maybe someone out there watching this video loves Lugia and wants to give this deck a shot. Don't forget, it's in the description. Just because I lost doesn't mean it's a bad deck by any means. I'm just not very good at it, but maybe someone in the comments can let me know what I did wrong or what you guys would do to make this deck better. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, stay safe and be kind.